So, welcome. Tonight, we're going to talk about low self esteem and anxiety and how they're a little bit connected, or a lot, really. Very connected, right? Thank you. Thank you, Will. All right. So, whenever we talk about people with low self esteem, there are particular characteristics that they have. Okay, so if you have these characteristics, probably this is something that you need to work on right away, because the first step of changing is is being conscious of something that needs change, right? Okay, so the first characteristics right off the bat, you can tell a person that has low self-esteem, unfortunately, they cannot accept compliments. Yeah, so like if you say, "Oh, you look so nice today," they go, "Oh, this is this old raggedy thing," or they say, "Oh, I'm fat," or they're like, "Thank you," but it doesn't go in. It's like the compliment goes and just hits them in the chest and falls like water or something. It doesn't stay in. So that is a problem. And why is not get receiving a compliment a problem? Because it also is talking about how you have difficulty receiving the love from other people. Welcome, Daniel. Tonight we're going to talk about low self-esteem, so stay tuned. I have a little something that I'm going to give you at the end, so everybody stay tuned, okay? Because I have something really special to tell you at the end about something that I'm preparing for everybody. Okay, so first characteristics, not be able to take in compliments. And that means taking in also people's love. Even people that have difficulty with touch, naturally they have that. So that doesn't mean they have low self-esteem. That just means they don't like touch that much. It could mean that they take in compliments really, really well, but it could mean that most of them probably don't. Because if they can even, take your touch is something that is, they're not used to receiving that kind of love. And we need to change that, right? We need to learn to receive people's love and give people love and attention. Usually people that have low self-esteem are people pleasers. Yeah, so you are always pleasing people. You're always doing things for other people, but you tend to forget about number one, you, right? So, well, number one is God, maybe you could say it. That's fine. God is number one, but you want to think about yourself and put boundaries, right? There's God and you are important, and there's family, or, your goals and things like that. So we need to focus in this area of receiving people's love, right? Even your spouse, even your mother or father, if they give you a compliment, if you don't take it in, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to stop complimenting you. Your wife, your husband, they might stop. Why? Because you're not taking it in. Why give it, right? So let's start taking in people's love, guys. It's a big deal. All right. Number 2. Okay. So this is a sad one. And this needs to change right away if you do this. I mean, now. You need to just stop this now. And I'm going to help you a little bit on how to do that. Somehow, my battery's not being charged. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. All right, my phone, I didn't want it to turn off. Here we go. My studio here, a little studio in my room. Okay, number 2 is make self-despairing remarks. So, kind of like call yourself dumb or stupid or fat or ugly or not good enough or dumb. I don't know, I already said them. So stuff like that, negative things. Okay, so making self-despairing remarks speaks to that voice, the inside narrative that you have in your head, right? That is, we need to be aware of what we are saying to ourselves, because if we don't, anything goes in, and then the wrong stuff also goes out of our mouths. The Bible says that out of your mouth, the heart speaks. What's that Bible verse, guys? Help me. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. Yeah, that's the one. So whatever is in your heart, it's gonna show. If you have something very hurtful, very sad, big pain or big desire, eventually it's going to come out of your mouth. There's people, that have said things to me that kind of separated us because the things that are in their heart, it came out and it really scared me, right? So that's one characteristic of people that have low self-esteem, right? Don't So if you make self-despairing remarks, start changing that right away. So, no, I'm not dumb, I'm smart, I'm good enough, I am accepted, I am special, I am God's child, things like that, wonderful, beautiful things like that, right? We gotta speak the truth about us. Who knows the truth about us? Our Creator, right? So, welcome. All right, I'm gonna go to the number 2. There's a lot of categories, right, of making self-despairing remarks, such as you might see yourself as unattractive, or you might think of yourself as a burden, or worthless, or a loser, or now this is a big one, and this is very serious. Takes blame easily. Yeah. If you tend to blame yourself for everything, this is a characteristic of people with low self-esteem. So it needs to change. So whenever things happen, really start judging or talk to other people. Do you think this was my fault? Do you really think that I had something to do with it? The problem with this is a big serious thing, is that people that tend to take blame, other people use the situation to blame them too. So then, you know what happens? They become the person that is always taking blame for everything. You want to be that person? I don't think so, right? So whenever things happen, first of all, if you go to the blamer situation, maybe you should watch the video on Breanne Brown on blaming. That one is a big one. Blaming is really not a good attitude. It's not a good thing, right? Let's find solution. Let's find what happened, but not who to blame, because there's always an environment, and also it's useless. Finding blame does not take us anywhere. It takes us out of a place of accountability, right? Because, this is your fault. But usually it's the fault of a lot of people. There's a whole circumstance there, and it doesn't take us anywhere. What are you going to do with that information? This is a person to blame. But the problem has to be resolved. So it's not helpful. So let's stop blaming yourself and kind of question, whenever you tend to blame yourself, question that. Is it really my fault though? Let me ask people that have healthy self-esteem and see what they say about that. Maybe they could help you, right? All right. Number 3, lack of pride in grooming. So if you don't take care of your appearance, it could mean that you have very low self-esteem. There's also the opposite. If you take care of yourself way too much, so you don't get out of the house unless the hair is completely perfectly done, or the makeup is like thick, and nails and blah, blah, blah. Everything has to be perfect. That could mean also that you have low self-esteem. So the opposite could mean the same thing. But it's masked. That's all. Right? Masked with the mask of makeup. So we need to fix that, right? Your value is not just in your appearance. You have a lot of value. So kind of look at yourself. Am I not grooming myself enough? Am I taking care of my appearance? Am I taking way too much? Let me balance that and give it the priority that it has in life. Not more, not less, right? Number 4. Difficulty. This is a big one. Difficulty saying no to people. Do you have that difficulty? Is it hard for you to say no? I can't do it. I won't be able to make it. I'm busy that day. No. You tend to say yes to things that you shouldn't be saying yes. And so, therefore, you create resentment because you're Also giving more than you actually want to give in a situation or in a in a relationship. So you want to kind of push the brakes on that and be able to say, no, I can't right now, or I don't have the time, I have to work, kind of, or I just can't, I don't want to, I'm sorry. Just learn to say no to people. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube that you can learn how to say no to people, right? There's videos on YouTube about everything that is good and bad, right? So just look for things that are good. All right, so learning to say no to people, put boundaries on people, saying, hey, who tells people how bad or how good you're going to be treated? You. Yeah. So if a person mistreats you or humiliates you, you're the person that will be able to control that. If it's wrong, then you're supposed to say, I don't like the way you talked to me that day. It's really inappropriate. Or the other way around, person is nice to you, also thank you. I like the way you talk to me. I like the way you respect me. That makes a big deal. It's a big deal to me. So, putting boundaries in every way, right? Be able to see people in your family or not, welcome. We're talking about low self-esteem. Please stay. All right. So you need to learn to put boundaries on people. Big deal. People that have low self-esteem cannot say no to people. It's a hard thing for them. I remember I have one client last week. I said, so your ex-wife is manipulating you and getting your money to see the kids. And she says that, this is what the lady said, I'm not going to let you see the kids unless you give me $2,000. You can't do that. No, that's not how we're going to play. So we're going to get the courts involved because this lady does not have all that power. So we have to learn to put boundaries, right? Respect. Learn to respect yourself first. Love yourself first, right? Don't let people just step all over you. That's unacceptable. Unacceptable. All right. Number 4. Number 4. All right. So, number 4, second part of number 4, I actually said the first part of number 4. The second part of number 4 is that you assume, if you have low self-esteem, you assume not being liked by people, which sucks a lot, right? Imagine you're in a peer group or, wherever with your family, and you really, in the back of your head, you have this voice, oh, they don't like me. They're really laughing because they feel sorry for me. Laughing at my joke because they feel sorry for me, or this and that. This is very negative self-talk, and we need to stop it, right? So whenever these thoughts come, you can change the narrative. You can also kind of say, I am accepted. I know this person has proven to me that they like me. They're here talking. They could be talking to anybody else in the party. Why are they with me, right? So kind of fight that narration, that negative narration that you have in your head, right? So this is the number 4. Number 5, another characteristic of people with low self-esteem is fear of rejection of other people, especially peer group. So this is a sad thing also because it comes connected with the other one. Cannot say no to people because you don't want to be rejected. So they are all very connected. So the fear of rejection is a big problem. So what we do is that we learn, this is one of the things that we learn a lot in therapy, is learning to belong, learning to feel loved, learning to receive. Because remember the first one, if you don't know how to receive people's love, you already don't feel then that you belong. So these are things that needs to be worked on, right? So the fear of rejection is things that they're things that you tell yourself. So what do I tell myself when I get close to people? I'm not good enough. Or do you say they're better than me, or they won't like me? So then if you argue that no, they're gonna like me. Why wouldn't they like me? Amazing. Kind of joke with yourself a little bit, right? Stay tuned to the end because I'm going to give you a little gift. You're going to love it. All right. Number 6. Ready for number 6? Drink my water here. Okay, this one is complicated because some people tend to believe the wrong thing, right? About this. So, lack of goals in life. So sometimes you do have goals, but they're so small, they're so tiny, they're so useless that it's a lie that you tell yourself, oh, I can work at McDonald's. That's a great goal. That's nobody's goal, man. I'm kidding. Some people, they like it, but you know what I mean. You're not 17 anymore. Then go get something better. So that's an example. I'm not bashing on McDonald's, anything like that. It's just an idea, the idea of minimum wage. So if you have something better, if you forgot your dreams, if you can't remember, what was your dream when you were little, or what do you aspire? What are your values? Try to remember that. What brings you to anger, to make you get mad that you don't like that people do something. That's going to talk to you and explain to you what are your values and what is your purpose in life. There are things that we do in life that we do it so well and we do it so happy and we do it for free. And that thing has to do with your purpose. So whenever you have a goal, you're supposed to go after that goal and do something that makes you happy. But if you have low self-esteem, you have this tendency of choosing tiny little goals that you cannot, go further. So we need to kind of stop everything and take a look at that. All right. So it would be like setting inappropriate goal levels, right? Let's get better goals. Number 7. Dun, 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 dun. This one is sad because, it actually reflects the very first one that I gave you, is that it has people with low self-esteem have a hard time recognizing positive traits that they have. So the problem with that is that also if somebody compliments you with the first one that I said, you don't take it in because you don't see the value in yourself. So the first thing that we have to do is maybe get a list, make an assessment online of positive traits, or kind of look online and kind of start learning, talk to people, am I like this, am I like that, do you think I do this well, and start making a list of your qualities so you remember, so you know it by heart, so you know what you love to do, what you love to be. Right? So because if you know this, then you're going to start seeing the value in yourself. So it starts there, right? And also, if you stay with me, I'm going to give you a little present at the end. So stay. All right. So we have to learn to find, that's your job tonight. You just get online and do an assessment and find your positive traits. Okay? All right. Number 8, the very last one is anxious and uncomfortable in social situations. So if you're jittery, if you're scared, I'm not a person that wouldn't stop walking. That's a characteristic, right? There's something inside of you that is anxious. There's something inside of you that is unsettling. So this needs to be looked at. We need to remember whenever we are in uncomfortable situations, we can make a way to be there. So if it's hard for you to be there alone, go there with a friend, but don't stop. Learn to do this slowly until you have no fear and you go on your own, right? You have to fight this fight daily. So, and at the end, whenever you did good, compliment yourself. Tell yourself, you did good at going to this strange place and meeting new people, or you did good and not bashing yourself, being mean to yourself. I'm proud of you. Look at the mirror and tell yourself that, right? So we need to learn to be our best friends and not our worst enemies, right? Because if you are your worst enemy, who wants to be with you, right? You're not going to want to be, you never want to be with a person that is nasty, a person that you don't want to have nasty friends that are always telling you everything that is wrong with you, right? So be your best friend, your very best friend. Be kind to yourself. That's a big deal, right? So tonight, I gave you a little glimpse of what it is, some characteristics of low self-esteem. And next week on Tuesday, and I'm gonna put up the hour whenever I put it up, but it's always gonna be on IGTV. More stuff. Next week I'm gonna talk about anxiety. But like I said at the end, I said I was gonna give you something. So this is what I'm gonna give you. On the 25th of this month, we're gonna do a challenge that will just change your perspective about yourself completely. It's called Mirror Mirror on the Wall Challenge. And it's so deep and it's so impacting. The people that do it, they cry because they get to tell themselves how much they care about themselves, how much they love them. They learn to say these things, right? It's a 21 day because it takes 21 days for us to change, to create a new habit and create new neural pathways for us to think in a different way. And that's what we want to do with you here, to learn to think in a different way about yourself. So stay tuned. I'm gonna send please share my stuff. Please share it with other people so that other people know what I'm doing here. And also, as much as you share and if you save and you comment and all this stuff, Instagram is gonna know that you're interested in my stuff so you don't miss anything. On the 25th, come back because you get to sign up on this challenge. It's gonna be amazing. For the first 5 days, I'm gonna give it for free. And then the rest just gonna be a little, I'm not gonna charge a lot, or 3 days. I don't know what I said to my secretary. Is it the first 3 days are free or the first 5 days? I don't remember. Have so many things going on. But thank you so much for staying with me. And I really appreciate your love. And please do share, comment, and just send this to people that you think could help them. And I appreciate it. You have a wonderful night. Next week on Tuesday, around the afternoon, I don't remember the time. My secretary's not here to remind me. I'll have another live. All right? Thank you. Good night. Bye.